We can add images, we can add text, we can move text around, we can add videos, we can add images, we can add content from Google Drive. There are some other options down here that we can look at. For example, we can add a button, and the button becomes effective to link us between other pages, but we need to have another page before we do that. So how do we create a page? What we can do here is we can click on Pages, and once we click on Pages, that gives us a whole new set of other options. So at the moment we've only been working on the home page, the landing page. Let's add a new page, and let's call it page 2. It's not going to be very exciting, but click Done. And immediately under the same template we get a new page called page 2, and we don't like that look of that, so we're going to click on the properties, and let's call this keyboards. And we can change this to keyboards. Done. And we've now got a link. Now there's the other things that we can do. So you can see up here immediately we've got home and keyboards. If I click on home, it will take us back to our home page. If I click on keyboards, it will take us to the keyboards page. But now that we've added an additional page, you'll notice we've got this settings function over here. We don't just have to have names across the top here. We could change the look of that. Sometimes people don't like this look. We can click on navigation settings here, and this time we've got a mode come up and it says top, or we can choose side. So if we click on side, now what's happened is that those page names have disappeared, but we've now got these 3 bar lines over here on the left hand side, and we can click on that, and that's where our pages appear. So there's an option there if you wanted to do that, and again you do that from settings here, and I might click that back to top. Let's just close that. Right, let's add another page, and let's call this mice. Now you can see immediately we've got 3 pages here. It's called mice. We've got home, keyboards and mice, and we've got 3 pages. But maybe we don't want mice to be a page all of its own. If we're looking at kind of peripherals, in fact, let's just call this, let's make a new page called peripherals. So that's our main page, and now I want to organize things. Actually what I want to do is I want to make keyboards and mice sub pages of peripherals. So I'm going to click on keyboards, and I'm going to drag it so it sits over the top of peripherals and let it drop. Can you see how now it's a sub page? Do the same with mice. Click that and drag that over the top of peripherals, and now it becomes a sub page of peripherals. And so now if I look on here, we can click on peripherals, and we've got the 2 pages underneath called keyboards and mice. We can still navigate to them, and if we click over here and change this to side, we've now got the option of looking at that, and we can still see that as side pages over here. But it's a better option using those sub pages. If you want to stick with top, you have less content driving across the top here. You're organizing your pages. But now that we've got pages, let's come back to home. We can now add buttons. So let's add a button over here, and well, let's first of all come back to themes. And one of the options here is called components, and down here we've got some options here for different kinds of buttons. So if we click on filled button, or filled button, sorry, you would see it would be yellow with an example like that. And if I click on an outline button, it would look like this, and a text button would just look like that. So let's just see what happens when I change this. Let's make this a dark green. So look at the outline button, it would look like that. That'll do. Click on style, and now if I click on this, a fill button would look like that. Don't like the background, I want the white background. Right, that's what I want. Okay, so we can change things in my theme here. So let's click on insert, let's come back to button, let's go right to the very bottom here. Let's click on button, give it a name, let's call this peripherals. And click on link, and it comes up here, tells you which web pages you want to link to in your site. Click on peripherals, click insert, And now I've got this peripherals button that I can move around, and we can add text to it, and that's my link. So if we click on preview, click on here, and we can see that my web page still shows my drop downs here. But let's scroll to the bottom of my page here and click on peripherals, and I should jump to my peripherals page. There it is. So that button works really well.